Right. What's up, everybody? It's your good old boy JR coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada. It is the season finale of the Silver and Bro Show. As I mentioned, my name is JR. It was a tough season, folks. For Raider Nation out there, it was a tough season. They ended up the season 6-11, playing up against the Kansas City Chiefs on Saturday, losing to a very well-rounded team, 31-13. It was not the game Raider Nation anticipated, and it, it was tough, man. This season was nothing but tough, but let's get through. This was the Chiefs game. They were in control the whole time. Nothing that the Raiders could do. They were to an off season where there's more questions than answers. We have to try our best to stay together. Um, Being at that stadium, it felt this and that. Look, it was what it was. We knew going in that this was not going to be a game that was going to be easy, and quite frankly, a game we didn't think we were going to win. Not a lot of people expected us to win. I certainly did it when I do my prediction show with Brandon. I didn't expect them to win either, and that faith, that they had. I mean, to be a fan, but sometimes you got to be realistic too, and that sucks. And that's the shitty part about it. It sucks because you want them to win all the time, but you know it can't happen. And it is what it is. It was just a down year for the Raiders. Everything just it just happened, and now we just got to keep it moving. The way I see it, after this game, there's a lot more questions and answers, and let me explain. We're going to head into an off season now, where, first of all, I I think I'm going to sit here right now. I think everybody wants to know now that the season's over and now that the season has come and gone, is plan attack for the Raiders. The next plan of attack for the Raiders, honestly, it is uh, uh, it, it's the man himself. It's Derek. Partner, trying to find somebody that will for Derek. That's the hard part. I mean, it is what it is. We have to find a trade partner for him to try to find some more. David has already put it out there. He wants to go to a team that has stability. I I think it's going to help the Raiders as well because David is telling the world this is what Derek wants. Well, Derek hasn't really stepped up and said anything. We haven't heard from him since he left the team, or he got excused to leave the team to not be a distraction. Um, he wants to go to and I say all teams. I want to go to a team that makes sense, and I want to go to a team that has a culture and has the plan in place. The NFL is a year to year game. It's not. You don't. The, the NFL a plan. Everything gets set off by a year. Everything gets changed in a year. There's no such thing as stability. Now there is stability in a sense of maybe consistency is what he tried to say. The Steelers, having 16 straight seasons of not a losing record, but they're not even in the playoffs this year. Or the fact that, Gino prove that maybe he is a starter. That's what's going to happen to Derek when he leaves the Raiders. He's going to go to a franchise that actually knows how to run its thing, and maybe he'll be in the playoffs next year. But to sit here and say that he wants this, he wants that, well, the problem is he's not going to get let go. I strongly believe in my heart the Raiders are not going to cut him. If that were the case, I think there's going to have to be a divide. I think there's going to have to be a section. I think there's going to have to be a talk to where David and the Raiders organization, if this truly is it, they have to meet middle ground. And who's to say that, hey, can we restructure? I think in my heart right now, Derek is going to get traded to a team that they're looking for a quarterback, and there's plenty of teams out there. There's always teams looking for a quarterback that just don't like rookies for whatever reason, and they're going to go with him. They're going to go with him, and I think there is trade market value. Now, I don't think it's as high as what Raider Nation intended of getting a first round, a second round, a third round. I don't think anything like that. It would be nice, but I don't think the market for him is as extravagant because he's been in the league for 9 years. People know what he can and cannot do. There's a lot of film on him, and this season was not his best. And the problem is, in an offensive scheme to where Brandon, what's going on, my man? Thank you for tuning in. In a scheme where Josh McDaniels, it is a quarterback-friendly scheme, you failed. And he couldn't do it. So now it doesn't get any easier for Derek. It gets a little bit harder. So I think in the end of it, I think both sides are just going to have to come up with something to where they're both satisfied and they can just start a new page. And we'll see how it goes. I mean, I can't wait to see how it goes, and we'll see how this works out for Derek. But I wish him all the best and whatever happens to him. Okay, now I know he might have, maybe not him, but his brothers, ruffling up some feathers after the loss to the 49ers and stuff like that. I'm not going to get into that because that's just, I mean, that's pretty much what the Carr family has showed you, is that they are just a bunch of pity. If I don't get it my way, I'm going to make it get in my way. And there's a lot to it, more to it. I know a lot of people, even last week's episode of why did you have to do this? You didn't have to do all that. I'm going to put it to you like this. When we draft you in the second round and you're getting the word that you're not going to start and you want to retire, I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. Um, and $1 in cap space, which is seventh best right now in the NFL. And it should be more because honestly of restructures, players that are going to turn into free agents, and maybe some cuts and maybe some retirees. I don't know. Um, it's going to be a lot of factors. The most important thing for this offseason, I think it's no secret. The Raiders have to shore up this defense. They shore up this defense, and there's really no. I mean, look, that's great. You, you spent 162 off. They showed time and time again that the defense was not up to the challenge. It's the harsh truth. It's the harsh truth. That was doing good. The defense couldn't do anything. And when the defense was playing, it's weird on how that worked for the Raiders this year. But for sure, step one in off season, find a trade partner for Derek Carr. Now, there's some teams out there that have already said, there's some reports out there. Carolina, Indianapolis, Washington, the New York Jets. It is what it is. We'll see. This offseason, for sure. Step two, you got to shore up that defense. Free agency, draft-wise, you have to shore up that defense. There's no way around it, folks. The defense was playing better, but these last two games, there was just not enough depth. There was not enough energy on the defensive side. They need depth. They need talent is what they need. Whether that comes for free agency draft, they just need to do it. Now, third priority. Obviously the big one. And it's a combination of two things. One, who's going to be the quarterback for the Raiders next year now that it seems for certain that Derek Carr is not going to come back. But I think this is where, again, 2 weeks in a row, and I can't believe I'm doing this, where Raider Nation is divided again, because we've all seen the videos of fire McDaniels, sell the team Mark. Look, those two things are not going to happen. Mark Davis is not going to sell his team. And Josh McDaniels is not getting fired. If he was going to get fired, the reason he's not going to get fired is because the players, even themselves, have said, we had Gruden, who was an offensive mastermind, but they feel more comfortable in Josh McDaniels' offense. They believe in Josh McDaniels and what they're trying to bring and the culture they're trying to build. Those are the words of Jacobs and Davante Adams. So they believe in him, but it's just unfortunate that it had to be ending like this. So my prediction right now is I think we're going to go with the smart money here. It looks like Tom Brady might be coming to Vegas. It's looking that way. Now, there's going to be some competitors. Miami, depending on how the whole Tua thing works out. Baltimore, depending on the whole Lamar Jackson. Maybe he wants to go to New Orleans to maybe help out the Saints, because the Saints are kind of a quarterback away. Maybe Carolina, stay within the division. Either way, it's going to be a team that's just already kind of built, and they have a good core in place, and maybe they can bring in some guys too. The thing with Tom Brady is this: if you bring in Tom Brady, the players are going to follow because they just believe in Tom Brady. And for good reason. He's a man that's won multiple Super Bowls. Why wouldn't you go with him? Because obviously he knows a thing or two about this, right? My thing is this. I think what kills me the most is from our own fan base. Oh, fire McDaniels. He sucks. And sell the team, Mark, because you don't know what you're doing. He's tried he's trying everything so that way we can have stability. You guys are complaining that, certain person had so many offensive coordinators so many years that you want to fire Patrick Graham and bring in our defensive coordinator in 4 5 years. The guy commanding the team. And you want to talk about scheme, but yet one player, whether whoever is the defensive coordinator, is doing way better than one player on another scheme. I'm just saying. I find that erroneous. Fire Ziegler because he doesn't know what he's doing. Really? He found us an offensive lineman. He found us a pretty good backup running back in White. He did some pretty good free agency moves, like getting Harmon, getting a bunch of these guys, re-signing guys. I thought Ziegler did a good job. Now the wins don't matter. I could sit here and say that it was good, but at the end, what it really matters is wins. And this is where I'm coming to. Winning cures everything. Being at the game, it kind of opened my eyes a little bit. Talking, asking me the same questions. What do you think about Carr? What do you think about the benching of Carr? What do you think of this? And I'm going to give the same answer all the time. Before the play, the shield, before the coachman, the Las Vegas Raiders. It's not Josh McDaniels and the Las Vegas Raiders. It is strictly the law. There's nothing to it. The shield before anything. Hearing some fan Derek Carr jerseys and telling Rich Gannon made a comment of the team feel if you feel you know, then why are you here? I feel about it. That's the way I feel about this team. So no, I think this offseason, who was truly a fan or who was just a fan of a player. And I can hear Tim. I want fans. I want us to be a Raider Nation again. This whole thing of we're supposed to be standing together, not fighting each other. So that's my message, fans, this year. If you don't like the way Derek Carr got treated, if you don't like the way McDaniels is running things, if you don't like the way Ziegler's doing it, if you don't like Mark Davis for whatever the reason, leave. Leave. What's stopping you? Really tell. I don't know how this draft process is going to go. It's actually pretty interesting. Now that Chicago got number one, it looked like us, so now Chicago has number one. So now the storyline is Chicago going to keep just I walk away with Jalen Carter. And that'll probably be the best thing for Arizona this offseason. Right now, I, I think my top three candidates right now for the number seven, one, Brian from good. But I think he'd be more fit for 3D tackle. He's got the great to what Tommy Kelly and those guys. It's been a minute since we've had an interior defensive tackle that was really good. I mean, don't get me wrong. We had some to like. I think he'd be the first one. Second one, second candidate. Hopefully, I'm saying that somebody to be more fitted, suited as a guard. And I think if we can catch him if he's available at 7, depending on how he put in Farham at his natural position, which is right guard. And now you got left tackle, your left guard, your center, and your right guard. Now you just got to fix up your right tackle. That might be according to PFF, he finishes a top 5 offensive tackle, which is good. But it's just everybody just becomes available a free agency. I see you go after him, and you just groom your next right tackle, and you just get exactly wait for you to grab my candidate for this team for number 7. I'm going to go with Tyree Wilson, the edge rusher out of Texas Tech. It's kind of a gamble when you're taking a guy like Tyree Wilson. He's kind of like a wild card. He's got the frame, 6'6", 275 pounds. He's a tight end. He looks the part, but the problem is he ready to play in the NFL right now? Got the numbers. His stats are really good. We're in the draft process and everything, so I think it's going to be very fun. My concerning issue with Tyree Wilson, I think it's just more of get off. I think it's the first step. Can he get off the first step quick enough? If Chandler Jones, comes back, we need to find a replacement for Chandler. And I think Tyree Wilson can definitely come in. Play that much of put him back or put him as an edge, put him at D tackle and dime nickel situations, depending on their types of very good. We'll see how that's designed. See if they match up. Those are my 3 candidates so far at number 7. Now, if we trade back, I wouldn't mind a guy like Trenton Sanders or George in the. And lastly, we have our awards for the Raiders. Now, I know it's 6 and 11. Offensive Player of the Year. It's a very one. Very he made it. It's kudos to for him. The MVP, you know, the play none other than Max Crosby for a defensive and I'm very proud of the leader that he's becoming. And after Saturday, it showed that that pass rough in the passer penalty that was not but that goes to Max Crosby. And lastly, special teams player is the best kicker in the league by far. And when you're posting better numbers than that, for 11 field goals for 50 plus yards, that's an NFL record. So kudos to Daniel Carlson, man. AJ Cole deserves it, but he's a good punter. He's one of the better punters in the league. Finished second team in some cases, and Daniel Carlson actually finished in first team and second team, and a lot of these all pro ballots. And here's it lucky to have a kicker like him on our team, and we're very lucky to have him like AJ Cole as well. Now, my MVP for this season, my MVP for this year, and I know it's going to sound weird. It should have been Jacobs, but Jacobs is a very offensive player. I'm going to give it to Davante. Davante Adams is the Raiders MVP this year. Led the league in reception and receiving touchdowns. He broke the single season record for receiving yards as a Raider. He passing my favorite Raider of all time, Tim Brown. That record stood for years. And Davante came in and destroyed it his first year. Now, I'm not going to kill him for that, but the man did his thing. And I'm very happy for him. It just kind of sucks that he took it away from Tim Brown. And, he had 100 catches, over 1,500 yards receiving. League high, 14 touchdown receptions. The man just did amazing. The man did everything you wanted him to do in that aspect. I'm very happy. And this is all coming from a, place of love where people said he's going to have a down year now that he goes to the Raiders and everything. He made first team All-Pro. So every Wisconsin beat writer can just do that. Beat it. J.O. Davante was going to have a down year. He actually almost statistically this year than last year in Green Bay. Go figure. How are those wide receivers doing? I'm sure they're fine. I mean, it's only Davante, whatever. Other than that, it's not the same expectations. It happens every year. There's always a team out there that you have high expectations, and unfortunately, it was just not our year this year. 6-11, we picked number 7, and we're going to see what we do. I have faith in this organization. I have faith in this staff. I have faith in this coaching staff and this general manager and the scouting department that I think they're going to find the players that we need to keep moving in the right direction. And free agency will only tell. So we'll see. Before I do go, I do want to give up a couple shout outs. I want to give out a shout out to my brother, who majority of the season has joined me. It's just unfortunate that he's just working a lot right now. It's a long road for him right now. So I want to thank him. I want to thank a couple people as well. Juvie for joining me for a couple shows. Brandon, always being there. Me and Brandon, we always do shows on Instagram Live at the Old Sports Talk podcast on the Instagram Live page, where every Tuesday and a day before the NFL games, we always do our Pick'em show on Friday. Brandon, thank you so much as well. Maria, from the Raider Nation Wrecking Crew up in Northern California, she is such a sweetheart. She is so she's a fun here. She's one of the best friends that you could ever have for football and just in life in general. And I want to thank her. And lastly, I want to thank you guys, the viewers who have supported the show, have left me comments. Whether we agree or not, it doesn't matter. Everybody has an opinion. and it should never be taken seriously. It's always good to hear other opinions, just maybe because you might learn something. You might learn something that you didn't know, or I didn't know. And sometimes it's good to have that. It's good to have different opinions, because if we were all the same, it would be a boring world. It wouldn't be. So again, I want to thank everybody that did tune into the show, that was part of the show. Um, we are done. The Silver and Bro show is officially done with its third season. But a couple announcements before we do go. Friday, me and Brandon, like as I mentioned, we will be here for the NFL Pick'em show, where we will do our wild card edition of picking the games. March 23rd is our fourth season, I believe, of the NFL mock draft, where every day we're going to do an episode of going in order, starting from Houston all the way ending to the Super Bowl champion, depending on who that is. But that will be on March 23rd as the first episode. And the Sunday prior to the draft, we will have me, Brandon, and a couple of our friends to do our final mock draft. And then that's it. We get ready and we just enjoy the rest of the year, and then we just get ready for the NFL draft. But again, sincerely, thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you so much for the love and everything. I want to thank again everybody that I mentioned, and if I did miss anybody, I want to thank you too, and you, the viewers, as well. Thank you so much. I will see Raider Nation. I will see sometime at the end of March, beginning of April, to do a mock draft special for the Raiders. And then I will do another mock draft with my brother, where me and him we will give out our final mock draft. Until then, guys, please be safe. Take care of yourselves, safe, and I will see you guys soon. Until then, go Raiders, and I will see you guys for the 2023 season. Peace.